Okay, so we're gonna get started. You'll need your broomstick for alignment. You'll also need a Theraband today. We're gonna do a Theraband so that you can exercise when you're traveling. And we'll use a ball for thoracic mobility at the end. The stiffer your ball is, the more effective the mobilization, but the also more intense it is. So if it's too intense for you, you need to take a little bit of air out of the ball. You'll just need a pump that has a basketball needle to insert to let some of the air out. So you can get those pumps at Target or any sporting goods store. They usually are less than $5, and you can get a pump for this to get it just right. We'll need water bottles for the prone work and towels to cushion your rib cage, and then either a yoga strap or a dog leash for our abdominal exercises to make sure our back is in the right position. So just a few props, I know, but they're really helpful to make sure you're doing everything correctly. Okay, so getting started, let's put the dowel on our spine. One of the things I love to talk about with posture is that holding yourself up all day long requires the deep muscles to do so. If you're holding yourself up all day long with the wrong muscles, that's when you usually need a massage, or you're uncomfortable or stiff or painful, or you're overusing the muscles that are not designed to hold you up like an endurance activity for hours on end. So rising from the rib cage, lengthening the ribs off the pelvis is one of my favorite cues for core control. Stretching your head toward the sky, and then you don't push your back into the stick or tuck your tail under. You think of lifting up a little bit through the pubic bone, a little bit through the back of the rib cage, and a little bit through the back of the skull. So all of those surfaces are lifting up and promoting length in between the vertebrae. So from here, let's spread our legs apart a little bit, and then hip hinge back, sitting way back and coming up. One of the rules with this, or one of the suggestions, is to keep your shins as vertical as possible. You don't want to do it like this, tucking your tail under or pushing your knees forward. That's going to put a lot of load on your knees. So you want to really sit your hips back and then come back up. So let's try this. If you have something behind you, like a bookshelf or a table or a wall, it would be great. You can stand against that wall about a shoe width away from the wall. So if you put your heel against the wall and you step forward and put one foot in front of the other and then stand a shoe length away from the wall, not width, but length away from the wall. Now sit back. Can you sit and touch your buttocks to the wall? That'll be the perfect alignment for your squat. So sitting way back, you're gonna notice that's easy on your knees. Especially if you have knee pain, you can sit way back, touch the wall. But again, a shoe length away from the wall is how you want to practice that, and standing up. Okay, so I'm going to come closer so I can see how you guys are doing with that. Yeah, that looks good, Lonnie. Your pole is a little bit long. Can you shift it up so that you're not hitting the pole against the wall? Yeah, and you can go to the door frame too and do it. Yeah, Amy, that looks good. Helena, I want you to keep your knees apart. Yes, but feet stay the same. Feet are hip width apart. Jamie, that looks good. And Suzanne, sit back more than bow. You're bowing more than you're sitting back. So Suzanne, try to sit your hips way back instead of bowing so far. And same thing, Karen, stay more vertical. Lynn, you got it just perfect. I feel like spotlighting Lynn so everybody can see you. Can I do that? I'm going to spotlight Lynn. Keep going, Lynn. Watch Lynn do this. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Excellent. Do a couple more. Yeah, she's sitting way back and she's not bending over so far. Her torso is nearly vertical. Her nose is right over her toes and knees. One more, Lynn. That looks great. Thank you for the demo. All right. I love it. Okay. Now I'm back on the spotlight. All right, now that you've got the technique correct, then we're gonna go ahead and pick the weights up. So grab your box. So we're gonna do it with the box first, and then we'll do it with a Theraband. So let's grab the box with your weight in it. And I'm hoping that you're all going up gradually on the weight, standing with your toes right at the edge of the box, kind of straddling the box. And then do that same hinge back, chest lifted, eyes forward. So you're not bending over parallel to the floor. You're trying to keep your torso up at like a 45-degree angle. So let's sit back, tilt the box, get underneath it. Set the shoulders, eyes forward, shoulders down, chest lifted. Breathe in, breathe out to lift. Standing up, and then touch the box to the floor. Keep the eyes forward. And 2. And 3. Touch the floor. 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. 10. Let's do 5 more. Let's see if you can do 5 more, because if you can do 5 more, your box is too light. All right, so putting more weight in it. 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so go over to the side, put your box to the side. Let's get the Theraband. So the heavier, moderately heavy, blue or green would be good. And then I want you to step onto the Theraband and have your feet hip width apart, holding onto the Theraband each side. Okay, choke up on it a good bit. And then we're gonna bend the elbows like you're holding the box, and we're gonna stand up and sit down. Now this is not nearly as much weight as what's in the box. This is why you can't really replace the weightlifting, but it can work in a pinch if you're trying to stay fit while you travel or don't want to carry a box around. Okay, hinge and stand, hinge and stand. So you can see why a very light Theraband is really not going to work very well. You need the heavier one. So you might even be able to do a gray or a black. 2 more, hinge and stand. So this makes a good option for people who are not able to lift quite so much weight, and it's a little safer. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing, but I want you to hold the end of the band, and then I'll stand this way. Stand on the band with your feet close together, and then thumbs up. So holding the band with your thumbs up, and then let's pull up and back. So this takes the place of when we pick up the tote bags or the flies, and in this one you do want to be more parallel to the ground in your trunk. Okay, so eyes are close to or over the toes and on the floor, looking on the floor. And then we're lifting up, hitchhiker W position. Up and up and up. Take it back. Last one. All right, and then standing all the way up. Looking good. All right, let's put this aside. And we'll get our dowel out. Stand at the back of your mat. We're going to warm up our ankles. Okay. Step right foot forward, left foot back. And then let's stretch the heel down and back and up and forward. And stretch down and back and up and forward. We're going to do 1 set of lunges without weight, really working on our form and alignment. Then we'll add weight. Okay. So get it right without any weight first. Then you add your weights. Okay, 2 more like that. Getting the ankle warmed up, your calf pumping the blood back to the heart. Again, your second heart is working here, and you're trying to get the blood pumping out of your feet and back to your heart. Okay, so now keeping the back heel lifted, bend that back knee just a little bit without dropping the pelvis. So keeping that pelvis lifted, bend the front knee, and we're going straight down, little ways down. Just easing into it. So we've already warmed up our knees a little bit with the squats, so we should be good. And then a little bit further, and never going into the place where you have knee pain. It means your tissues are not ready for that kind of load, so you don't want to go down deeper if you have knee pain. You cannot work through that pain, okay? So stay above it if you have pain. Or just go back to this part, okay? And everything else we do will help you eventually be able to do the lunge as you get stronger. Okay, 2 more. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Step together. All right, good. Try to do it 1 step. Let's do that 1 more time. Step right foot forward, same leg. Push back, step together. Yeah, that's better. And again, and step together. That's it. And one more, and step together. Okay, good. Now step left foot forward, right foot back. Both legs straight. Stretch that back heel down. Feel that yummy calf stretch, and then lift it up. And stretch, and lift, stretch, and lift, stretch, and lift, stretch, and lift. Keep the heel lifted. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Here we go. Quarter of the way down, kind of inching into it. Halfway down. 3/4, whatever that is for you. And then full. It doesn't mean you have to go all the way to the ground. So if you can, go ahead. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. All right, step together. Shake it out a little bit. Either do another set without weight or grab your weights. So I've got my 5-pound tote bags here, my bags of sugar and rice. And I'm going to step to the back of my mat, again with that little imaginary set of railroad tracks. And let me step forward with my right foot, big step. Straighten both legs. The tote bags are right at my waistline. And then, because I have to have them higher than my front leg so I don't run into my front leg. So now, straight down, far as you can go, and lift. If you can't go all the way to the ground, and you could go all the way to the ground without weight, then you've got too much weight in your hands. So take a little bit out if you feel like you can't get down and up with the right alignment. That's it. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. All right, step together, one step. Okay, other side. All right, you ready? Here we go. Keep that back heel lifted to start with. And then we go down. 1, and 2, and 3. Touching that knee to the floor if possible. 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, quads are burning. Let's put those aside.